Why do some of us speak before listening? And why do the wisest people wait in silence? Imagine knowing the exact moment to speak and when to stay silent. Today, we'll uncover a centuries-old Persian poem that explains exactly why timing your words can change everything. Hi, I'm Massey, reviving ancient Persian wisdom to enrich our modern lives. I love digging into ancient wisdom and finding lessons that can improve our lives today. In this video, we'll explore a short but profound poem by Saadi, a Persian poet whose words have guided generations. By the end, you will not only understand this beautiful poem, but you will have practical ways to bring its lessons into your daily life. Saadi wrote, "I once heard a wise man say, no one has ever confessed to his own ignorance except the one who, while another is still speaking, begins his own words before the other has finished." Then Saadi adds in a poetic form, "Every word has a root, O sage, and a head. Do not cut through the speech before it's said. The master of wisdom, of judgment, of art, speaks only after silence, letting words grow smart." Notice the imagery here. Saadi compares speech to a tree. It has a root and a head. It has a beginning and an end. Interrupting is like tearing a branch before it grows naturally. Saadi reminds us that true wisdom doesn't rush. It waits for silence before adding its voice. Ever felt frustrated because someone always interrupts you? Or caught yourself blurting out something before thinking? Interrupting seems harmless, right? But here's the truth. The ability to wait in silence before speaking is what separates the average communicator from the truly wise. Patience isn't just waiting. In communication, it's a conscious choice to pause, listen fully, and respond thoughtfully. It's a sign of intelligence because it shows you can process information before reacting or responding. Most of us have seen and experienced situations like this. For example, during a team meeting, someone struggles to explain and present their idea. Instead of jumping in immediately, you stay quiet, listen carefully, and only speak after they finish. By doing so, your response builds on their idea, helping the team create a stronger solution that everyone agrees on. Or imagine when during a conversation with your partner, friend, or a family member, you resist the urge to interrupt. By letting them fully express themselves first, the discussion becomes calmer, the misunderstandings are avoided, and the bond between you grows stronger. In a casual conversation with a group, at a cafe, online, or in class, waiting for the right moment to speak allows your words to land effectively. People are more likely to listen and appreciate your perspective when you respect the natural flow of the conversation. Now, why do we often interrupt or rush to speak even when we know it's not helpful? There are several deeper reasons behind this common habit. Our minds are wired to seek validation and recognition. When we have an idea or an opinion, our brain treats it like something urgent, like a notification that needs immediate attention. This creates a strong impulse to speak first, even before we have fully processed what others are saying. In other words, the rush to be heard feels like a small reward to our brain. Sometimes interrupting is driven by social anxiety. We worry that if we don't speak quickly, someone else will say our point for us or will miss the chance to contribute. This fear of being overlooked or ignored triggers impulsive speech and makes it really hard to pause, even when we know we should. At times, we feel like our words are more important than other people's contributions. This can come from habit, overconfidence, or feeling of superiority. We assume that our perspective is urgent and essential, so we cut in, even at the cost of missing what other people are trying to say. Many of us grow in environments where interrupting is normal, like family dinners, classroom, or fast-paced workplaces. Over time, this becomes our automatic conversational habit. Without awareness, we keep up this habit thinking we are engaged or assertive and not realizing the damage we are causing. Strong emotions like excitement, frustration, or disagreement can override our rational thinking. When we feel strongly about a topic, our brain prioritizes speaking over listening, and the emotional surge makes patients feel uncomfortable and even unnatural. Interrupting or rushing to speak may seem harmless in the moment, but it can have long-term consequences. When we cut someone off, we often miss the full context of what they are saying. A small misinterpretation can quickly spiral into misunderstanding or conflict and frustration. For example, in a workplace discussion, interrupting a colleague can make them defensive. What could have been a collaborative solution turns into a disagreement that wastes time and energy. Interrupting signals that you don't value the other person's perspective. Over time, partners, friends, and family members may feel dismissed or ignored, and this erodes trust and intimacy. Even subtle habits like finishing someone's sentences can leave people feeling emotionally disconnected. When your mind is busy planning what to say next, you're not fully listening. Important details, insights, and new ideas slip by unnoticed. This limits your understanding, creativity, and decision-making. Essentially, in your rush to speak, you sacrifice growth and knowledge. After interrupting, many people feel frustration, embarrassment, and guilt, both toward themselves and others. This emotional baggage can accumulate, affecting confidence and overall communication skills. The more we interrupt, the more our brain automatically defaults to this behavior, creating a cycle where patience becomes increasingly difficult. Over time, it's not just about habit, it becomes a social blind spot that limits our influence, respect, and connection. Now that we know the importance of being patient and waiting in silence before speaking, let's have some practical ways to improve this skill in ourselves. Before responding in any conversation, silently count to 3. This small pause gives your brain some time to process what was said fully, reduces impulsive interruptions, and also allows your words to land more effectively and thoughtfully. For example, in a meeting or group discussion, instead of jumping in as soon as someone stops speaking for a moment, count 1, 2, 3. Often someone else adds insight you would have missed. And finally, when it's your turn, your input would be sharper and better received. While someone is speaking, entirely focus on their words. After they are finished, paraphrase what they said or ask some clarifying questions. It ensures understanding, makes the other person feel valued, and prevents miscommunication. For example, in a personal conversation, instead of formulating your reply, mentally summarize what the other person has said. Then respond thoughtfully. So what you're saying is, this builds trust and avoids unnecessary conflict. Treat silence as a tool, not an empty space. Observe body language, tone, and emotion before you speak. This way you gain deeper insight into what's being communicated, making your response more impactful and effective. For example, in a heated discussion, notice the other person's mood before responding. Waiting a few seconds allows their emotional state to calm, making your words more likely to be heard and appreciated. Patience is a superpower disguised as a simple pause. Each time you resist the urge to interrupt, you strengthen your relationships, sharpen your mind, and make your words matter more. Over time, this small, simple habit will transform how people listen to you and how you connect with the world. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who talks too fast or listens too little, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom with practical lessons for our daily lives. Thanks for spending these minutes with me exploring Saadi's precious wisdom. Remember, small changes in how you speak and listen can create huge changes in how the world listens to you and responds. So don't just listen and watch. Start practicing patience and active listening today and see how your relationships and conversations and even your career change. I'm Massey, reviving ancient Persian wisdom to enrich our modern lives. Until next video, stay wise and stay well.